This is Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and our guest is Jimmy Gomez. Mr. Gomez is a member of the California State Assembly. So I want to speak with you about the fiscal health of the state of California. I think it's fair to say California is doing much better than it had been in the last few years. There's a surplus, it appears. But Governor Brown has been very clear that he does not want to spend that surplus. He wants to save it at some level, also pay down debt. That's causing some pressure in the legislature. What can you tell us about the pressure to restore cuts from prior years, but yet pay down debt and save money?
Yeah. Well, we have to be smart when it comes to our fiscal house. We've taken hard steps over the years, and we have to continue taking hard steps. First, just like when you're paying down debt, when you're a household, you don't pay all debt down at the same time because you realize that sometimes some debt is costing you more money in the long run. So we have to focus on the debt that's costing us more money in the short and long run, and at the same time reinvest in some of our programs. People pass Prop 30 not so that we can pay down the debt. They pass Prop 30 so we can stop the bleeding when it comes to our Cal States, UCs, as well as K through 12 education. So we have to be able to do both at the same time. Difficult, but I think doable.
What about the governor's desire for a bona fide, workable rainy day fund? We've had rainy day funds in the past. They didn't work.
I think it's commendable. I think that I'm glad the governor's called a special session that starts next week or starts soon. That allows us to kind of focus on this issue. We do have to build a rainy day fund, but the way we build it is just as important. The reason why is that during the last recession, during the Great Recession, the first 2 years we had to cut $60 billion out of the state budget. Are we going to build a $60 billion rainy day fund? Probably not. So we have to see this as one piece of the puzzle that helps create fiscal discipline, but at the same time, it's not going to prevent future cuts when we hit a recession.
At the same time, we've talked about the restoration of cuts that were made in the past. If you look at the budget and the proposed budget by the governor, it's undeniable that he has a soft spot for K-12. And there's nothing wrong with that per se, but K-12 clearly is being restored at a more rapid rate than other programs. Is that necessarily the proper approach?
I think it is, because the public, when they passed Prop 30, they said that that's what they wanted to do. They wanted us to restore the funding towards education. That's what we sold it as. That's the way we got to approach it. Because if we don't, then then the public will lose faith in what we're telling them. So
what about community colleges or CSU UC? Some restoration, but not to the same level as K-12.
No, I agree, but we need to do more. But I think that we're getting there. Community colleges. I'm a community college grad. I transferred from Riverside Community College to UCLA, and then ended up getting my master's at Harvard.
Nice,
and
just Harvard.
Just Harvard.
Right.
And only in this state is that really possible, where you can start off working at a fast food restaurant and then go to one of the best universities in the country. And that's what we need to kind of protect. So we need to make sure that we're reinvesting, but we need to do it smart.
What about pension obligations? Those are a weight on the state budget that just cannot be denied.
Yeah. I think we have to look at the pension obligations in a very smart and intelligent way. Most people sometimes want to go back on the promises that are already made. Time after time, the courts have rejected that. Once you have made a pension promise, you have to keep it.
But should we be paying into the pension system because there is the unfunded liabilities are billions, hundreds of billions of dollars?
I think that we can't go back down the same road that some of these past legislatures have gone, or even local municipalities, where they stop paying into pensions when we have good years. We can't do that anymore.
His name is Jimmy Gomez. He is a member of the California State Assembly. I'm Brad Pomerance, and this is Time Warner Cable's local edition.